And you could put us anywhere you want. We encourage you to subscribe, support Real FM. The most successful story we have in terrestrial radio and now social media and international radio outside of St. George's is Real FM in a nut. Nobody else venture to do that. The people in the rural community support the radio station, even if you don't like it. The fact that one radio station was able to succeed, yeah. Other people say, no, I won't make money, I ain't going there. But people go there because of their belief that we could make a difference, we could change things. You take leaks left, right, and center. Some people advocating to shut down the radio station and jail people. That is enough reason for us to give it support. Give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the program. Today, we ask the question. We make the statement. Our children should be well educated, multi-skilled, multi-talented, and endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge on the marketplace. Long statement. When a child go to school, when a child exits school at 16 or 17, that child should have a basic education. That child should be multi-skilled. That child should be flexible. And that child should have the necessary characteristic that gives them the competitive edge on the marketplace. The market is changing, it's very dynamic. Many years ago, the main issue in Grenada was agriculture and fishing in the whole Caribbean. The main source of employment was agriculture and fishing. Today, the marketplace has changed. The school prepares us for the marketplace. And when your child exits school, after 13 and a half years in school, your child must be able to get a job. Your child must be able to source an income, must have a source of income. Your child must be able to make a job. That is what education is all about. You send your child to school for 13 and a half years. That's a long time. And that child exits school at 16, 17. By that time, Mother Nature jumping up in your child. The women are already looking for men. Mother Nature taking place. The biological changes has taken place in your child. Women reach the stage at 16, 17, legally at 16, when they're ready to have sex. Whether you like it or not, the body jumping up for sex. And all males in the area sense the pheromones they give out. Your 18-year-old son supposed to be a source of income. We have further education that is national college. So between 16 and 20 or 22, your child should have a first degree. People studying too long. Black people staying too long in school without making money. At the age of 16, 17, your girl child may decide, I want to get married. I want to have children. And nothing is wrong with that. But they must have an education. They must be multi-skilled. They must be flexible. And they must endow with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge. We have some people with bachelor's and master's degree. They're not well-rounded. They're not flexible. They don't have the characteristics to be competitive on the job market. They're crying and begging for a job. The different centers in the Caribbean, they claim that 60% of the children or 60% of the young people looking for a job don't have the skills. They don't have what it takes to find a job. There are jobs on the market, but all people don't have what it takes to get the job. And we have an education system that is there, so we need to be concerned. We need the education system need to be concerned. They don't look as they're concerned. The university need to be concerned. They don't look as they're concerned. The parents need to be concerned, and they don't look at their concern. If you see some parents on graduation time, the women dress up in red and white, the man dress up in white and red. They outdress the children. They're spending endless money to go to graduation. But they wouldn't even spend energy to ensure that the child graduates. I see some children with tears in their eyes because they can't graduate. And I asked one, what is the importance of graduation? To put on some clothes? Because you all can't even dance. They long go to a ball. Boys who dance with girls. They can't even dance with one another. When you hear them hang up these clothes on them, the clothes don't suit for the music they play. And the parents outdress the children as if it's the parents that go and graduate. So if you have all this passion for graduation, why don't you have the passion for education? You see, yes, scholar, welcome.
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness. Senior, how do you do?
Great man.
Senior, I am very much concerned again. The direction that I notice that this wonderful country of ours are heading for. But I have news for this administration. You're not going to take Grenada there. A slice of Grenada is for I. And Grenadians are going to fight to save the country. I crying out on behalf of Mr. Wayne Raggedy Redhead, because the supporters, some of the supporters of the National Democratic Congress for these past days had attacking Mr. Wayne Raggedy Redhead, and that is unfair. If the National Democratic Congress is holding your convention, hold your conventions in peace. After your convention, you decide to hold your rally. Nobody is against that. Why it is that some of your followers must attack Mr. Raggedy Redhead? Because he's holding his bingo on the very said Sunday that you all is hosting your hall convention. Mr. Raggedy Redhead didn't just get up yesterday and said, I'm going to hold. This is not the way that gentlemen operate. And I need to know, and I want Grenadians to realize that when Raggedy Redhead has made more contribution over the years to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Empathetic, the NDC administration, what contribution you made to give back to your nation? Raggedy Redhead is not a greedy man. The man does give people another guy. The guy, Raggedy is a down-to-earth man. Raggedy does push in the pocket and help people. The man is giving back. That is the time when a vendor could make $1. They could make $1 in your convention. Why you all attacking the guy for? The only, listen, it appears to me, Senior and Grenadians, that whenever this present administration is having a function, like the hospital had to close down, doctors and nurses and patients, you must go. The mental home had to close down, mental health people must go. The school must close down. Everybody must close down. Everybody must head down down to where you're going. You is only in Russia and not Korea that stupidness will happen. I want to let the Prime Minister and his followers know Grenada population is about 100,000 people. You have enough people in Grenada to go to your convention, and you have enough people in Grenada to go to Wagiti Bingo. So what kind of a behavior is that? Leave the man alone. Senior, I just cannot understand why you have to attack the man, why your followers have to attack the man. What are you trying to do? Are you realize that the popular Dick and Mitchell is in the gutter? So are you trying to make him popular? Wagiti has made more contribution to Grenada than the NDC administration. Leave Mr. Wayne Wagiti redhead alone. And a lot of you NDC, go and see, I doesn't play bingo, but go and see what all you could take, all the benefit more in Wagiti than that stupidness all you're gonna do there. Arrest my case senior and a vex.
You don't need to get angry. You don't need to get emotional. The National Democratic have a policy of restorative justice. They're promoting classism. Listen to the language and utterances that come from the top leadership of the NDC. Classless, greedy and needy, commoners. Yes, scholar. Let's go.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother.
I want to support Pastor Louis. That I just
And that's the new ball you have, eh? So go on.
where this morning they are attacking Wagiti on Radio Cars program, and this sending a message that we're going back to dictatorship. Mr. Pierre, I want to ask a question. When desperation take over, what happened? The NDC started to become desperate. The supporters getting arrogant when you speak about the wrongness of the party. That show a bad sign. That show they saw defeat. And I don't like when I hear people saying, oh, we put them there, they didn't put themselves there, so what happened? Some people say they don't care. What happened? I don't think this is a very good statement. We have a concern of our country. They didn't sell the people to Deacon. Deacon bought a party, he didn't buy the country, he didn't buy Grenada. So I don't know why he had to control the people. People have to have an opinion of their own self. This thing's going wrong. Look at right now. I watched a presentation ceremony in Roseville last night. We have one of the worst parliamentary rep I ever seen in the history. And I have no apology in saying it. You know why? Because he admitting to the population that the first 6 houses, the people that got it is his friend. He quote how long he and his people is friend. This man is losing it, and they say he is Minister of Finance. He's losing it. And he make Grenadians know that the rest of the houses, they had to pay for it. You don't have to say how friendly he was with the first set of people.
He's speaking the truth. You don't want him to speak the truth? You don't want to speak the truth?
Come for one set of people. First time I see a government glad a hurricane passed. To blame everything on the hurricane. Thank you.
You heard NDC members say, let them starve. Let them pound stone in the river. You heard NDC, as soon as they come in power, they fire some of the low-rank workers that they claim was wearing green. Where they had senior workers from teachers, Ministry of Finance, public officers in brand new yellow. Even policemen without uniform in the convention. But they went and fired the workers in the lower income group. So you know what they say is their time now. They take the houses, the 100 house unit, they take back the keys from the people in Karaku, and the NNP people still doing like they're surprised. What do you think they meant when they said restorative justice? I told you it was political vengeance and victimization. I told you this government is like a political disease, an infection. Look at the language they use, referring to people as good people and bad people, lower level of utterances. They promise to shut down radio station in that NNP don't even support the radio station. The radio station struggling to get a like. You don't understand. These individuals are seeking their interests. You don't see whether they flaunt the law of the GDB Bank, laws and regulation that was established in 1973 under Gavin, and they raid the bank. They take millions of dollars for the sale. This is they're lying like when horse trotting. And Deacon have a cameraman floating around now with the sugar daddy. Yes, Colin. Welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
What you expect?
And good afternoon to Grenada.
Yes, my brother.
I just heard Miss Pierre address the matter that's going to take fame for. And I'm glad to know that she's on the ball, because they're giving the impression that the youth parliament is initiated by them, forgetting that NMP had mock youth parliament before already. So I'm glad that Ms. Pierre was able to point out, and they have to be on the ball, because these people is giving people the impression that all the changes is them, the repair of the airport, the this, that, the widening of the roads, the Molinaire, they try to take all the pains for them. And liquor projects that are in their hands to be done, taking months, years, and they can be, look at the Florida Bridge, still waiting just for the celebration of the school. They did a little bit of work there, and they slow down the work after that. But when they finish, you go here, they're taking the blame for it again. And Mr. Pierre, well, you are agriculturist, and I myself have some backing in agriculture.
You're doing some big names, agriculturist.
Yes, you are.
I like it.
I happened to go up Florida way on Sunday. And Mr. Pierre, if you see nutmeg and tree, but the bush, like the people, the farmers forget that nutmeg still have value at all different stages.
But if you have to pay somebody, about how much nutmeg do you think somebody gonna pick up for you now for the work?
Well, that's again fun. I think
sometimes better leaving nutmeg on the ground.
Yeah, I think what happened is when they were thinking of increasing salaries, I don't think the Minister of Labour did a good job.
But I think that was an afterthought, because they wanted to raise their salary by 300%. They said, well, let me raise the rest too.
Yeah,
wasn't something well planned out.
Because you see, the thing is, while I totally satisfied that agricultural workers were kept behind and you definitely need a boost up, but you can't move the price above the market, above what the farmers could handle.
So in a lot of situations, based upon the amount of nutmeg you have, and if you don't have permanent workers, it is more economical to leave the nutmeg on the ground and leave the cocoa on the tree until it's in a peak.
Yeah, even cocoa a lot
of time you just leave it on the tree.
Where we just come from a hurricane, at this time there should be more emphasis on farmers getting back into the land. There should be more.
You think the Cocoa Association and Nutmeg Association care, my brother?
Well, there should
you think they care? No, you think they care?
Well, what's the sense of the industry?
I ask you if you think they care.
Well, they're showing that.
But they don't care.
Showing that, but I mean, it's sickening at this time.
But it's sickening for who? What is the caller? What is the salary of them? What is the range of salary for the managers?
in 5 and 8 go back.
Well, so they don't bother him?
No, but it's sickening for.
Well, who getting sick? Not them, no?
It is sickening for agriculture.
All right.
We have to do something to revitalize. St. Vincent is doing, St. Lucia is doing. Barbados talking a lot about agriculture now. We are not.
We're waiting on the green neck truck to pick the mango and guava. We're waiting on that.
And to shake the
We're waiting on the net to collect seaweed.
He wasn't clear when he made that statement.
What's about the pepper the Prime Minister put in your hand? You don't want to say you turn white and black just now because you turn green, but you'll be waiting on that.
Well, they were supposed to plant
pepper
on the side of the road,
Are you supposed to plant the road?
Yes, so that they wouldn't have much labor to weed again.
Do you have faith that these people could change? That is the same people that come and Belvedere nutmeg,
Anyhow,
you have any faith they could change?
No, they should.
No, man, this group can change, man. That is a disaster.
Anyhow,
have
a good day.
Thank you. There are some times, even though you have faith as a mustard seed, you have to give up on this group of individuals. And, sometimes I just watch NNP supporters, and I remember this last caller always calling and dissatisfied with what NNP is doing. And a lot of time I agree with him. They have to inform their supporters. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, my brother.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you have a good evening.
Yes, man. Great, man. We're on the show. Enjoy it.
Mr. Pierre, it's a burning shame in this country to see a man who carries himself, the teacher of the word of God, so involved in gambling that he will relegate the whole country for the sake of gambling. You could gambling that you're condemning people gambling. You encouraging people to gamble. A pastor. He's a gambler.
Some religion is against gambling. Adventists don't gamble. Muslims don't gamble. They just say you could marry 5 wives and you could beat your wife. And you don't supposed to drink alcohol, but he doesn't gamble. But Catholics gamble?
He as a man of God supposed to show the people the light. He is supposed to go and support gambling and want them people.
Why is he speaking about it? You see, if you're going to take issue with somebody, you have to call me back. Let me explain something to you. Call me back. Let me explain something here. The gentleman is taking issue with the fact that NDC having an activity and they want to shut down everybody else's activity. Even if the personal activity was planned long before them. This is dangerous. This is wrong. This is what the revolution did. This is Marxist-Leninism. This is when you want to shut out people's rights and freedom. And Grenadian should tell Deacon Mitchell that wrong. We're not supposed to be pampering Deacon Mitchell. What he's doing there is wrong. Deacon Mitchell dabbled with the occult. And people support him. How could you support the leader in your country to dabble in the occult? What you think going to happen? Deacon Mitchell introduced restorative justice, which is political vengeance. Then the rippling effect of that is people is going to take the law into their own hands. Then he going past draconian laws. Deacon made a movie with an illegal substance. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, man.
I am the voice of St. Andrew's Northeast. I will reiterate this again. I say I am the voice for St. Andrew's Northeast.
Go right ahead.
So we have a caretaker in St. Andrew's Northeast on the NDC side. She's not sharing the wealth in the constituency equally. And I'm calling on Tessa. I have no apology, I have no regret, and I am unafraid. I'm asking Tessa to share the wealth in the constituency equally among people, because you have people who need and you're giving people who want. And that calls for concern. I'm asking her, and I want to. I'm not. Well, you know me, Mr. Pierre. I am not going to stop until this nonsense stops. One set of people alone are getting work in the constituency. One set of people alone are getting rich. Like it's one set of people alone that support Tessa. Careless is the NMP, NDC. You have people who need. You deal with people needs. You don't deal with people wants, and that has to stop. And I'm calling on Tessa to share the wealth in the constituency equally. Have a blessed day, sir.
Yes, you see, the NDC have always behaved like vultures. Anytime they come in power, they prey on the elderly, the physically challenged, and disadvantaged children. There has not changed. This is the worst form of NDC. In 2008, 2013, some people were removed from the program, and a woman go and beg Tillman Thomas, and he put back a few of them. One woman from Sotes who used to walk with a white cane, they removed her from the program, and she go and beg Tillman Thomas, and Tillman Thomas put her back. She did hug him and kiss him in the street. But the NDC always like that. Now I guess they can see Deaton to beg him because he fly in the sky. And the parliamentary representative in St. Patrick's, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he say you have good people and bad people. So they're taking care of their own good people. They say let them starve, you know. I have never heard that in Grenada. Some of the politicos of NDC say let them starve. Let them pound stone in the river. They fired people who are working between 3 and 19 years. And the union, with a half-hearted attitude, was not able to get the Ministry of Labor to have a meeting with the rogue permanent secretary. When the matter was brought to Deaton, Deaton said, go to lawyers, go to court. You heard me on several occasions appeal to the parliamentary representative from St. Andrews Northwest to give back the land that she took from she own classmate. Yes, caller, welcome.
James, good day.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yeah. There is something that we revisit the tax on that water, the thing. I said some people, two persons quarreling concern that they have to afford to pay the bill, the reconnection fee. They have to revisit that, and remember, it's 4 people more are using water. And then people, they took a conversation to come in, how they will pay the bill. You can look at it, they disconnect them and look at how much you have to pay back. And then they realize all this money you have to pay back to about 200, to pay for reconnection. Now, man, when they don't have to use electricity to because gravity flow. You get the water mountain, and because of gravity, the water coming to all. They had maybe some other place they might have to use a pump, but in Grenada, you hardly use pump because the geographical location of Grenada. You can't use no pump there because it's poor and from the hill. So why do you have to put all this money for it? No, but you can't be doing people with that because remember, the 1,000 people will just be on that list for this disconnecting here. And you could have to go reconnect all this money. Maybe you look at that way and you see the amount of money you could make by reconnection. So they do that, but you can't put that. I want to know the NDC, so they always want that easy ride. When an MP was in office, man, they spit in fire, but now they in office, they want that easy ride to go to. You can't get that easy ride to govern just so, and nobody must tackle you, nobody must attack you, and you must get a free ride to govern. That is not mean so. You must want to see the people follow the wrong way. Look at it. I want to see the comment something affecting them. Look at it. They don't want to. But they say, and it's that, so they don't bother nobody. They don't listen nobody in parliament. So just wasting all the time and just talking them and they do what they're doing, but they go rich when they start to listen to people. Take care, Mr. Pierre.
A lot of Grenadians they didn't understand the repercussions of promoting classism. People Water Board cut off most time because they tight on cash. The money they're supposed to get this week, they ain't get it. So they say next week when I get it, I'm going to pay water rate. But the government is promoting classism. So you're going to find neighbors not even sharing the water with other people. The people who would be struggling to pay for the water is the people in the lower income group. The businessman is going to just, when you're paying tax, the water bill has to be taken into consideration. When you're paying tax, you calculate cost of operation, you know. So the water, the electricity, the telephone, your labor cost, your NIS, that is calculated. The people in the lower income group, when you can't pay for water, you're going to the river? Or you're going to beg Miss Mary for some water? This is what this government is creating. I always say to people, if your income is lower than $3,000 a month, you should not be supporting NDC. NDC is a government that seeks the interests of people in the higher echelons of society, the higher income bracket. But some girls like to show off. They have a car, they think they in the higher income. Like that daughter. One child that have a master's degree. She doesn't marry with the mother, is me that talk on the air. She comes, want to say she want the mother to do she here to go. The mother said, give me the money, I'll pay $150 do she here. And I will grab because when I meet her, drop off, we take a drink and she, once I reach by, I'll get food. This is what we're promoting in the country. And a lot of NNP supporters don't understand that. You cannot say you're supporting NDC and you're poor. You're mad. NDC wouldn't seek your interest. They can't. They may try every now and then. They give a little bit because it's numbers game. When election time comes, they realize it's a numbers game. You don't see the first thing they did was to give tax break. You don't understand that. But the gentleman is necessary to call out the NDC. Perhaps by doing that, and I think that we calling them out has helped to draw attention to some of the discomfort and the hardship they provide for people. I have been pleading with the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest. I don't know how this parliamentary representative could watch in a mirror and not see Deborah Charles. I don't know how you could do that. The land was given to her. You rescind the authority. I don't like the word rescind. I like take back. I remember Taylor sing a song, take it back, take it back. I don't know if Taylor couldn't go in the woman's house. So he said a man. The woman said, Taylor, the shoe are healing. Taylor said, take it back still. The parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest took back the land. The individual paid for the surveying of the land. I think it's about quarter of an acre or less. She been paying every month, well, not every month, but she made several payments on the plot of land. I think she got the letter in the month of August, and she paid in that said month because the letter takes some time to reach her. And then she struggled. She go to a lawyer, pay the lawyer $250 because some of our lawyers have their fee on the door. And after the lawyer listened to her, they say, well, you better go to the Minister of Agriculture. Go to the minister, the parliamentary representative in your area. And that's when the individual realized it's the same parliamentary representative that take back the land. The parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest, I think that cover my area. She told the individual, sorry, I didn't know it was you. The individual said to her, how could you not know it was me? You and I sat on the same school bench. Maybe she's in the Ceylon. You know, when we bring our people to that stage, what we expect? What do you expect? How could you do these things? How could the National Democratic Congress raise the price of sugar and electricity and water? They want to make the line of demarcation between the rich and the poor more marked, so they could justify the promotion of classism. And a lot of Grenadians support that. They support that. And yesterday, I tell you, my biggest pain is if that filter down to the rank and file teacher, because hell roll for the people's children who is the poor of the poor. Hell roll for them. Because if the rank and file teacher believes they're in the upper class, they're going to take advantage on a lot of the children in the school. But they will pay with the belly, because they're going to contribute to increasing violence, decadence, and social decay. The National Democratic Congress is known for that. And this is why too I asked the question. I said all children should be well educated, multi-skilled, flexible, and endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge. Parents, women in Grenada, not man, woman. Jesus Christ said, tell to the women, don't mourn for me, mourn for yourself and your children. But if Christ could say that, I could call on you. Burn your belly for your children, particularly your boys. Because the productivity level in school is extremely low. And I don't have to tell you the minister of education don't care. He don't care. He support classism. He support the garbage on these flame fields in Carriacou. And he support the deterioration of the playing field in St. Patrick's. He don't care. And you know the union position. And you can't blame the union. The union don't care about productivity. The union concerned about the members, not the productivity in school. They don't care about the children. And you could ask any teacher, you know, watch them in the eyes when you're asking them. Ask them if they're satisfied with the productivity level in school. Watch them in the eyes. Don't let them turn around and bling around for you. Ask them if they're satisfied with the performance of the boys in the school. Ask any teacher. I am shocked. I'm disappointed that the Caribbean, I don't know what is the name of that, the Caribbean Examination Unit, the University of the West Indies, the people that responsible for scholarship and CXC and GC. I am disappointed that they don't cry in tears, or they could shed tears like Obama, because they know the delivery in education is weak, it is poor, and few children succeeding. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
As we prepare to arrive in the coming days, let us remember the sick among us and those who are in bed and can't move about. At this special time, we should remember our Holy Father and say a special prayer as he's the head of our church, and to all our loved ones that are close to us and for some reason is not doing too well. Let us remember them with love, and let us show compassion and let us be there for them. They provided for us before, and we have a responsibility to assist them now in their time of need. I see the girls were out in their numbers for their guides, and I'm really looking forward to see us working with the Boy Scouts so our men can come out in their numbers just the same and support their boys and give them something positive to look forward to rather than being on the blocks and giving them more opportunities to fall through the crack. Have a blessed weekend. I thank you for your time.
Yes, scholar, thank you. You always evoke a different side of me. Compassion, justice with mercy, compassion. We have to be a people that is compassionate, that is sensitive, that recognize even if we are successful, it might be no fault of other people if they are not. I always call on the women of this country. Reach out to your males. In fact, encourage your young males to visit the sick, the vulnerable in your community, the elderly in the community. There are a lot of people now that are housebound and they don't have anybody to take care of them. You visit some people and they don't have anybody to take care of them. They're 78 years. Some of them children dead. Some of the children don't care. And if the parents do not have wealth, sometimes the children abandon them. And that is why I always objected to the level of insensitivity at the government. Because when your leadership is insensitive, it spreads like wildfire. It has a rippling effect on the ground. If the leadership of the country is compassionate and sensitive and prepared to show empathy and understanding for those who are weaker in the society, then that helps to stunt the growth of those insensitive individuals. We're a small country, 110,000 people. After the revolution, after the experiment with the revolution, I see people spit on people and beat them up. Hold them and spit on them. And Grenadians call out and say, let's forgive. And Dr. Kit Mitchell and the NNP had the Truth and Reconciliation Commission following Mandela in South Africa and Mahatma Gandhi with that sort of philosophy. And even Martin Luther King, a more understanding, compassionate philosophy, more understanding than Malcolm X. Malcolm X said by any means possible. But these leaders take a protest without violence, something like that. Now, in a small country like ours, if we continue to go the way we are going, you're going to have an increase in crime. You're going to have more social decadence. You're going to have more propagation of hate. And that is why I take so much objection to the government promoting classism. Look at the utterances from the leading members of the National Democratic Congress. I have not heard none of them change the trajectory. Good people and bad people. Needy and greedy. Commoners. Classless. Beggy. When your leadership is taking that position, what you expect on the ground? So I appeal to all and sundry to be more compassionate. We could seek justice, but justice must come with compassion. We have to empathize. Even if we went to school with children and we did well and they did not do well, you did not know what were the circumstances in their home. Maybe you had meals every month. Maybe you were able to sleep in the night. Maybe they were not able to sleep in the night. They was up all night taking care of the sick parents, and in the morning they sleeping in school. I've heard stories where children in school had to drink coffee to stay up in school because they was working in the night. Now, we are a small society, we could do better. When our children leave school, we have to ensure that they are competitive on the job market. In yesteryear, you just had to be strong. You could cut a wood knot, you could mine a woman. Nowadays, some of the women have to mine a man. And some women have to have 4 and 5 men to get mine. Because we are not promoting shacking up. We are not promoting marriage. We're not promoting unity. Some of the men can't even have a driver's license because they can't ride. Some of them have a police record, so they cannot get a job. We have a lot of women doing security. Who is taking care of the children? When the woman sets up in the night, she still has to take care of the man in the day and the children. And greater demands is made on her. And she don't have the money when she's sick. More and more bush doctor already in the way. A guy go to sell a bottle of bush, give me, I tell him I like the bush is good, but I don't trust the bottle. Did you wash the bottle properly? He said, did you sterilize the bottle? You don't even know what that means. But he's selling bush, you know. And the medicine may be good, but how long the medicine could last without fermenting? So more and more you hear in the bush doctors, because the government don't have the basic medication, and because of the promotion of classism, the medical doctors go feel that use nothing. It's a mind thing, you know. If you promote classism in the country, look at Karen James. I think it's Karen the color. What class she was in before she became parliamentary representative? Was she a commoner? Was she classless? What class she was in? So once people elevated into a new social status, they believe that they have to alienate you, treat you badly, be dismissive of you, use fractious language against you. What's going to happen to us as a small Grenadian people? Women of Grenada, I like that one. Jesus Christ for saints are following him. Women of Jerusalem, weep not for me. We tell them go and mourn for themselves and the children. Well, Noah is saying mourn for your children, particularly your boys. You don't bother with them man and them, most of the men not bother. The men and them surrender. And most of you have a tourist relationship. When you see, you enjoy it. But what's about your children? We have to ask these questions, and I do hope, I really want to provoke discussion on that. I don't know if the government heart could change. I think every day I see what the government doing is they're getting worse because they're arrogant. Some of the politicos and apologists on social media are very disrespectful. As soon as you engage them, they call you dumb and stupid and every despicable name. The only time I witnessed that in Grenada was in the early days before independence, when the old GNP and the Alliance thought that the gay rights were illiterates and they were stinking gay rights. That was the terminology used, and they used to call them cadaver. After the St. George's University came in, a new word was, they learned a new word to utter it to those who they thought beneath them. And even Maurice Bishop, during the revolution, he had his partition too, you know. He sent the children from the proletariats to study in areas to come back and run the government. He sent the children from the petty bourgeoisie to go and study to come back to hold professional posts in the government, but not to run the government. And he decided the petty bourgeoisie that are not patriotic bourgeois, he would not train the children. But that is for another time. And I do hope some of those people who like to talk about glorious revolution, we could have a discussion on that. We want to constantly encourage you in Grenada to ask questions, and that is why we ask so much questions. And for the government to take a look back and understand that we're going down the wrong trajectory. The area we're going will not help our country. And we want to encourage families, parents. You have children, you're sending them to school. Some of you are already ashamed of the children that when the teachers put out the children, you're not going in the school. It saddens my heart. The parents, some of the parents not going. And as such, the children are left out of school. Particularly the women. The women giving up quicker than the men. After they go once or twice in the school, for the boys, they're not going back. So those boys are left out of school. Not one, not two, several of them. Some fathers will go 6 and 7 times. But in most instances, the father and the mother dwelleth not in the same structure. And they are not on good terms. So the poor children have to pay for it. And the school is not understanding. It seems that they want to get rid of the children. So I want to appeal to the women of our country to hold discussion in the statement I made that children should be well educated, multi-skilled, flexible, and endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge. Different families would have different standard. Your standard may not be my standard. But you have to determine what is it. You're sending your children in school for 13 and a half years. So after 13 and a half years, you have to determine what I would like my child to learn or to know or to do after 13 and a half years. Would I like my child to come out to school and able to get a job within reason what he wants? Would I like my child to come out to school and able to have a source of income that could make them live with some dignity? Would I like my child when they end in a school have the necessary education that they could go to universities and they could get a scholarship? There are scholarships available and some children cannot meet the basic requirement. It's very important. It's your child. Because if you are poor and your child exits school and they don't have a chance, that becomes a vicious cycle of poverty. There are jobs available in the market, but over 70% of our children exiting school are not competitive in the job market. You see, the NDC government don't like the program that provided a second chance for these children. Government came up with a program that provided a second chance for 3,000 to 4,000 of these children. This government don't like that program. They have done everything possible with a fair measure of success to destroy it. So I appeal to you parents. The ball is in your court. If you don't, some of your sons going to go to jail. Some of your daughters going to be looking for a rich man like Deaton. You see Deaton getting rich man? And you have a cameraman walking behind him taking a picture. a sugar daddy. A lot of the young girls go look for sugar daddy. And believe it or not, they go get. Because they don't have the basic education, they don't have to have rich sugar daddy. You know? They just have to have a sugar daddy with a little discretionary income. They can't get jobs. They don't have the money to go to further their education. The government is fighting to destroy the Imani program, and they have to eat. They have to survive. The water rate is increasing in the country. The electricity increase, and they still have to pay internet bill. So they have to get a man to help them. They have to get a sugar daddy. Some of the boys may not get a sugar daddy. They may not be as fortunate as Deacon, but they will turn to gamble and drugs, pretty larceny, petty thief. We must look at the writing on the wall, and we must stand up and face it. I always believe we could address 1 minute. Yes, let's take the caller, and that caller who's the last. Caller who's the last. Punch.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, my brother.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Mr. Pierre, this brother will be calling your show and make contribution to your show. With some of the things will be very interested. Clifford, man, that's my brother. I admire that brother. But he have certain things. What a brother does with what he thinking is not what he's saying. But Clifford, the last time I listened to you when you called, the last thing you said this government gonna be very hard to beat. Clifford, you know they're going to rig the election. You know this government going to rig the election, but you ain't saying that. So I gonna say.
You see, in Grenada, election has been free and fair since 1984. Every election that passed in Grenada has been free and fair. Every government that win election, the opposition concede within 24 hours and accept. The NNP has never objected to make any claim. NDC has just made some claim to satisfy their own members, but they have acknowledged defeat. We have confidence in the electoral system. The parliamentarians have to be astute. They have to be careful, and they have to do their work. Don't go protesting against people's name on the list 2 weeks before election. That will make no sense. Examine the electoral list and do your protesting now. Thank you very much. And remember to always share, like, and subscribe.
Like all other places, we have problems. But when they come, we help to